So, can you use your yoga practice to help you move beyond the limiting beliefs that are holding you back in your life into manifesting whatever it is that you want? Absolutely, 100%. And that's what we're going to do in today's video. Now, first, I'm going to talk a little bit about why that is and what about it is so powerful. But if you want to hop to the yoga, there's a timestamp below so you can go ahead and do that. Because you know what? In this practice, we're going to release all sorts of tension in our back. It's going to be fabulous. So if you're new, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Erdman-Luntz. I've been a life coach and yoga educator for over 30 years. And I do something a little unique in that I combine yoga and life coaching to help people transform even more. So I incorporate both into my coaching and into my programs. Now the reason for that is we work through our minds with coaching, we work through our bodies through yoga, because we store in our bodies all those things that we aren't fully processing, that we're not fully working on, right? I mean, just for today's video, we're going to talk about beliefs, which are our hidden opinions that we have, and we have lots of positive ones. They're not holding us back, right? We also have limiting ones, and those are the ones that we want to work on, and they are stored in our body. Even if you just think about something that makes you scared, like maybe stepping out of your comfort zone, speaking in front of a crowd, having a lot of money, whatever your limiting belief is, when you think about it, there's often a part of your body that starts to grip, and that's where it's stored. Now, I will tell you, most of the time it's subconscious, but not always. It's another reason why if you've ever experienced a massage where all of a sudden you had an explosion of emotion, whether it was excitement or joy or fear or anger or sadness, it's because you had stored in your tissue an experience at some point in your life when you didn't fully express your emotions, so they were stored. So you better believe those hidden beliefs that we have are stored somewhere in our bodies. Now, they can be hidden really anywhere, but most of the time I find it's somewhere in the back, somewhere between the neck and the buttocks. That back part of our body stores so much. And so that's what we're going to work on in this practice. There's a good chance we're going to touch on something for you for sure. Now, if you have beliefs that are holding you back that you really want to move through, then I definitely recommend doing this practice on a regular basis. What does that mean? It could be 7 days a week for a month. It could be once a week for a year. Whatever it is that you feel you want to do, and just trust your intuition. Like if this feels really good, you're like, done, I want to do this a lot. Now, if it's really hard and you kind of struggle, there's a good chance you need to do it a lot too, because you tend to really love what you need or really hate what you need. And especially on the yoga mat, I find that to be true. But feel free to comment or contact me if you have more questions about how often or what you should be doing. But without further ado, we are going to hop into this practice. Let's do this. All right, we're going to begin lying down. So come on down onto your back and start with your knees bent. And I want you to start by just taking a little before picture, if you will. Feel your back on the ground. It's so helpful to have this visceral or tactile sensation so you can really become aware of that back. And just notice if you feel flat, if it feels a little bumpy. I have some students describe it as feeling like they're lying on rocks because of the muscle tension. And then just take a couple of breaths and let your back relax and release. Feeling yourself soften. Some of the muscular tension we have in our back, we can consciously let go of, and that's what we want to do right now. Much of it is part of our subconscious work, so we're not aware of the tension, we're not able to let it go when we tell our back to soften, right? That's what we're going to work on in our practice. But right now we want to tap into that which we can soften. And just feel the tension melt, letting your back relax. And just remember this, because we're going to take an after feeling too at the end of class. All right, let's start by separating the feet a little bit. We're going to work into the hips and a little bit in through the buttocks as well. So taking your feet nice and wide, we're going to do what I call windshield wipers. And you're just going to take the legs side to side and just go slowly and gently. You do not have to go my pace. Find your own pace that feels good. This is really nice because it starts to get a little movement into the hip and also into the lower back. And the next time the knees go to the left, hold and just let yourself relax. Breathe into the belly, soften. Let the tension release. Come on up and take it over to the other side. And just relax. This is one of those series that feel really good at the end of the day. Just to lie on your back, knees bent, and just take your knees side to side. And then come back up. All right, cross the right ankle over the left knee. We're going to work into this hip. Now, if you already feel a stretch, stay. You are where you need to be. If you want to go further, you're going to draw that left knee up, and if you can, you're going to grab behind the left leg. And what I want you to do is relax. You're going to draw the knee in as you relax the shoulders, relax that left leg, and keep your right ankle flexed. So you're keeping it intact, shall we say. You don't want to do this where you can see the sole of the foot. Okay, you want to keep that foot square. And just relax the shoulders as you draw the knee in. Relax your jaw and your tongue. All those spots where we hold random tension, right? Set the foot down. Cross the right leg all the way over the leg. And you're going to take the hips over to the right just a bit. Bring your arms out to the side. You can go into cactus or straight out. And then take the legs down to your left. Just relax your shoulders, soften your belly. Let gravity do the work here. And come back up. Bring the hips through the middle and then take them over to the left just a little bit and bring your knees to the right. Shifting the hips a little bit just helps us align the spine a little bit more and gets us into a more comfortable pose. And just breathe into the belly as you relax and release. And feel like that top leg is pulling the femur, pulling it down that direction. You're just feeling this really nice stretch all the way up the side body, down and out through the hip and knee. And then come back up. All right, we'll do the other side. Bring the hips through the middle. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. And again, if you already feel a stretch, you're done. If you can go further, bring that leg up. Grab on behind the right leg. And relaxing your right leg, keeping that left foot nice and square, that left ankle. You're going to draw the knee in and relax your shoulders. It's amazing how easy it is to just start to grip in the shoulders, right? But we don't need those muscles to do this. You can relax there as you also draw the knee in. Set the foot down, cross the left leg all the way over. Take your arms out. Hop the hips over to the right just a bit as you take your knees down to the left. And just let yourself relax, let gravity do the work here. Feeling this nice elongation up the side body, all the way down and out through the femur. And then come back up, back through the middle and over to the other side, bringing the knees down. Breathe into the belly as you relax and release. And then come back up. And bringing the hips back through the middle. Now bring the knees into the chest. Just give them a nice hug. Relax your shoulders. You can rock side to side. It usually feels pretty good right now. And then you're going to roll over to one side and push yourself up with your top hand. And we're going to move to sitting. Now I want you to grab some sort of lift. Yoga blankets are fantastic for this, to sit on. Just makes it a little bit easier for the hips. Now, at least this high. I actually like to go a little bit higher. And have a seat to move into cross-legged. Okay? Now, I want you to take a moment to find your comfortable spot here. So getting right up on top of the sit bones. The sit bones are the bones at the very base of your pelvis. And we all have a tendency to rock forward on the sit bones or rock back, right? Everyone has one of those tendencies. Mine is definitely sitting forward. And what I want you to do is find that spot in the middle where the pelvis is actually level and you're right on those sit bones. And then the spine can align with a little bit more ease. So we're not holding as much, because that's what we want to do, is figure out how to hold our body without holding tension in the spine, right? How to experience that. We want to set us up for as much success as we can. So finding that spot in the sit bones. And I just want you to take a couple of breaths into your back body and see if you can soften even more. Remember when we were softening, lying down, you could feel the floor touching those muscles in your back. See if you can relax those, even though you're not feeling them, like you're not touching the floor anymore. All right, so we're going to start to arch and round the spine. We're going to begin just with the lower back, keeping the upper back out of it as much as you can. So pull the lower belly in, pull that belly button in, really squeeze it and flatten and even begin to round that lower back and then release. And again, pull it in and release. So from the side, you can see that I'm just moving, kind of hard to see with my microphone, but I'm just moving the lower back. I'm not doing the upper back at all, just the lower back. One more. Good. Now, the next time we're going to pull it in and then keep going. Like keep that rounding moving up your spine, one vertebrae at a time as much as you can, chin to the chest, and then come on up and arc. And then back to the center. Now we're going to follow our breath. Follow your breath, the pace of your breath, not the pace of my breath. Holding the knees, I want you to, as you exhale, round down. As you inhale, arc up. And just keep going back and forth. Again, exhaling as you round, so think of it as crushing those lungs, right? Squeezing out the air, and then expanding the lungs and letting the air rush in. And then from here, you're going to do freestyle. And this is still arching and rounding, but just letting yourself move into that spine any way that it feels good for you. Arching and rounding, moving through the shoulders, the shoulder blades, just getting into that spine any way that you can. And then back to the middle. Find that spot on your sit bones. Take a breath. Isn't that nice? All right, bring your arms forward and up and overhead. Draw the belly in, arc up. Twist to your right. Draw the belly in, lift up, and just gently twist. You're just coming right to the edge of your twist. You're not forcing it all. And once you come to the edge, breathe and gently invite those muscles to soften. And back through the center, sweep the arms up. And go over to the other side. And again, lift and release. Feel your breath in the belly. So nice. Come back through the center, sweep those arms up, and fold forward right from the hip hinge. Walk your hands out, draw your chin in. Coming right from that hip hinge, back is nice and long. Feel your breath. And then come back up. Find your spot over your sit bones, and again, take a breath. Breathing into that back body, finding your neutral pelvis, and just letting yourself relax into it. Keep coming back to this centered place. It's so important for us to do this. Remember, we are working on releasing limiting beliefs. And you know how I said we all have a tendency to either be a forward sitter or a backward sitter. And I will tell you, forward sitters tend to be the people who are, I have to do this, I really should do this, I can't believe I haven't done this, I really need to get everything done, I should have started yesterday, I can't believe I haven't started, I really, really, really need to go here. This is me, believe me, I know. And these are the, I don't even think I need to get started, I'm just gonna sit here and watch TV and procrastinate a few more days and ... Neither's good, right? We wanna be in the middle. We want to have that middle ground, that moderate path. That is the yogic way. And if you want to manifest something in your life, you know you need to do something and then you need to receive. There is this give and take. It's like two sides of the same coin. So here, doing so many things, you never have time to receive. Here, you're never putting out anything that you really, really want. So we need to find that middle ground and be comfortable with it. When we work on it physically, it helps us shift energetically and mentally as well. Kind of cool, huh? Change the cross of your legs. Okay, find that spot on your sit bones again. Find that middle ground. Breathing into your back, gently inviting it to relax. And then we're going to circle around your sit bones. So we're working into the lower back here. So when you come back, you're rounding into that lower back. You're not just tipping back with a straight spine. Okay, we want to actually move through the spine. So think of it as keeping the shoulders steady more or less as you rotate around. So it's really your pelvis moving and undulating the spine. Change direction. Now, this also has another benefit because it stimulates the first chakra, which the sit bones are a part of. And a lot of these limiting beliefs sit in the first chakra, believe me. And then back through the center and just take a breath. Notice how it's just getting easier and easier to find that quiet place of your sit bones, right? Arms come forward, up and overhead, lift the heart, arc up. And take the right hand down as you reach up that left side and bend the right elbow. Take the arm out. Feel that stretch all the way up the side body. Come on up and we'll do the other side. Reach up and take it over. And come up, both arms come up and fold forward right from the hip hinge. Draw the chin in. Reach out through the top of the head. And then you're going to draw the belly in this time and round up and very slowly stack yourself back over the sit bones and take a breath. Soften the back even more. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? You can change things just by doing your yoga practice. All right, let's move into table pose. So come up onto all fours. And I want you to spread your weight out through your palms, really root through the fingers. That just helps protect the wrists. If we relax here, we tend to put all of our weight in our wrists. We want to spread that out. And then we're going to move through the spine just like we did sitting. So first, lower back, so lower belly sucks in and then release. And notice you want to keep that upper back out of it as much as you can. It's okay if you can't yet, you'll be able to eventually. We're just used to moving that back as one big block, so. And draw the belly in and release. All right, so on this next one, draw the belly in and then build and just slowly move that roll all the way up the spine, one vertebrae at a time, really feeling like you're getting into all the spots we miss, because we do when we do it fast. And then release and arc. And now following the breath. Exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, arching. And just go back and forth following the pace of your breath. And then freestyle. And again, just let yourself go, getting into those corners, cracks and crevices of your spine. I always get some good pops out of this too. It really does get movement into the spine in places we don't usually get to. And then back to the center. And just take a breath. Feel your spine, soften it even more. Now separate the knees. We're going to move into table with a twist. We're going to do a variation. Put the left hand in the space between your hands. We are going to do a pumping table with a twist. So it looks like this. You bring the right arm up and you're going to squeeze between the shoulder blades. Then you're going to come down, bend the left elbow, but without touching down, and then come right back up. Now, I'm going to do 10 pretty rapidly. You just do as many as you can at whatever pace you can go. Just follow your own lead, and then we will move on, okay? So, arm up, feel that squeeze between the shoulder blades, and then come down, and without touching down, come right back up. And again, I'm going to go quickly. You go whatever pace feels right for you. I have 2 more. Last one, you're going to end in thread the needle. So bringing that right arm under and resting down on the right side of your head, you're going to come up onto your left fingertips and gently square the hips and open your left shoulder. Just giving yourself a little deeper twist here. Feel your breath in your belly. This one feels so good always, right? And then you're going to take that left hand up and overhead, press the palm as you draw the left hip back. And bring that left hand back, place it down. You're going to come up and do one more twist with that right arm, bring it up and come down. And we'll change sides. Right hand in the space between the hands, and we'll do the pumping. So feel the squeeze and come down. And again, I will do 10. You go whatever pace works for you. Keep breathing. Feel that squeeze at the top. You have 2 more. Last one, end in your thread the needle. Left arm comes underneath, resting on the left side of your face, coming up onto your right fingertips. You're gently squaring the hips off as you open that right shoulder even more. Breathe. And then take your right hand up and overhead on the mat. Press the right palm down as you draw the right sit bone back. And then come back up. All right, bring those knees in. So they're hip width apart again. Walk them back a little bit. And we're going to press the palms as you reach the sit bones up for an extended child's. Nice and active here. Keep pressing the palms, forehead goes down. Get long through the body. Feel your breath. And then come on up. We're going to move into down dog. Now, extended child is always an option if down dog is not going to happen for you. So feel free to leave your knees down. If you want to move into down dog, lift those knees up and bend your knees. Press the palms, reach those sit bones back behind you as you take your chest down toward, bringing that chest toward the knees. Come up high on the toes, knees are straight. Then bend your left knee as you send your right heel down toward the floor. Keep breathing. And then come up and change sides. And come up, point the butt right up to the ceiling, both legs are straight, and slowly take the heels down toward the floor. Breathe. Now gaze up. Take your left knee down to the floor if it isn't already, and bring your right foot up between your hands for a nice lunge here. Release the hips forward, lift up, feeling open across the heart. Feel your breath. And lift your back knee up and keep the hips nice and low. Plant the left hand as you open the right arm out to the side. Give yourself a good twist here. Back leg is nice and straight. Release that top arm coming around. When it meets the left arm, both arms come up and you're going to sink nice and low as you lift up. Nice and tall. Arc into that back. So you feel a smooth back bend from that back foot all the way up and out through the fingertips. Bring the palms together. Twist, hooking your left elbow outside of the right knee and feel that twist. Now, if this is too strong for you, left hand down, right hand to the thigh. And then release. And we're going to step the back foot up to the front. And we're going to do ragdoll. Feet are nice and wide. Bend the knees, elbows to the knees, and just let your back, feel like your back is releasing toward your head. Gravity is reversing here. This is really nice pose to release the tension in the back. I will also tell you it can be very intense for some people, so go slowly. We will sneak up on this pose for you. Breathe into the back body. And then if you want to go further, bring your hands to the floor, letting yourself come down. Now make sure your torso is nice up tight, being supported by the legs. So nice up tight to the thighs, letting your head release even more. And if you want to go further, grab the elbows and let the weight of the arms pull those shoulder blades down even more. Breathe into the back body. All right, hands go down. We're going to change sides, left foot forward, right foot back, and start with the back knee down. And just release the hips as you lift up, feeling open across the heart here. Feel your breath. So good. And then lift your back knee. Keep the hips nice and low. Plant your right hand as the left arm opens. And then release that arm, bringing it around. As it comes in contact with that right arm, bring both up. And just feel that smooth curve of a back bend from the back foot all the way up and out through the fingertips. Bring the palms together. Twist, hooking the elbow outside of the knee. Back leg is still really strong. Hips are low. Feel your breath. And then release, coming down. Step your front foot back, moving into down dog or extended child. So you can drop the knees if you want. a little out of breath here. And then come on up, and you're going to lower down into prone on the floor. So we're just going to lie on the floor, and we're going to do some Shalabhasana. So I want you to bring your arms up and overhead, and you're going to extend through your legs back behind you. Get long through the legs, gently press the tops of the feet down. So we're going to work crossbody, and I want you to lift your left arm and your right leg and take it down. Lift your right arm and your left leg and take it down. And just keep alternating. Left arm, right leg, and take it down. Right arm, left leg. So we're working on strengthening the whole back as a whole. Take it down. Left arm, right leg. This is really good for the back and for releasing tension in the back. Take it down. And right arm, left leg. And take it down. Okay, come up onto all fours. We're going to keep it going on all fours. So coming into your table, you're going to lift your right leg up behind you and bring your left arm palm faces in. Then you're going to bring the knee and elbow together to the midline, so right underneath you, and then take it back out. Lift, and again, take it in, and take it out. Last time, take it in, and take it out. Nice, take it down, change sides. Right arm comes up. Sorry, wait, take it down. We'll start with the leg. It's always easier to balance with the leg and then add the arm. So take your left leg up. You want to take it torso height, so you're not taking it up here, right? So it's parallel to the floor. Draw your belly in too. Be sure you're supporting your back and not sagging through your belly. And bring that right arm up, palm faces in. Feel the balance. Then bring them in. We'll do this 3 times. And take it out. And take it in. And take it out. One more time. Take it in. And take it out. Whew. Take it down. All right. Press the palms in. Take your sit bones up. Back into an extended child's. And then release. Into child's pose. Just round that spine really, really strongly. Come all the way down. Relax and release. And then come on up. And we're going to move back to sitting. So grabbing your lift again. You're going to go back into the cross-legged position. Whatever feels good for you. We're going to work on our neck. Last but far from least, right? We've worked our way all the way up the spine, starting at the buttocks and working all the way up. So take a moment, find that quiet spot of your sit bones. I'm hoping it's even easier now. I'm going to lift nice and tall. Take your right ear down to your shoulder as you reach through the left arm. Just walk those fingertips away. Keep the heart lifted. Breathe. Turn your head down at an angle as if you're looking underneath your arm. Keep a little bit of a tension on that arm that's extended. There's a little traction there, so you're reaching out, walking those fingertips away. And then come back up. Take a breath. Change the cross of your legs. I always do both sides. You want to keep our hips balanced. And we'll go down the other way, walking through your right fingertips. Keep the shoulders relaxed, away from the ears. And turn your head down. And then come back up and release and just take a breath, finding that quiet place over your sit bones. Soften your back. All right. I have a really amazing treat for you that we're going to end with, and then we're going to move into Savasana. Definitely want to be doing Savasana, and I'll explain why later when we are working through letting go of beliefs. Okay, so you're going to take your blanket and you're going to roll it. If you don't have a blanket, use your mat. Your mat makes a really good roll for this. We're going to do what's called back bend over a roll. This is so nice for working through your spinal stuff. And I'm going to share a variation with you, which is a really nice one. Okay, so you want to make it no bigger than this. If you are really, really tight, make it smaller. And you'll know if you lay down and you're like, it's too big. Make it smaller, okay? You're going to start right about where a bra strap would be if you happen to be wearing one. So right beneath the shoulders. And hold your head and just let it release over. And you want to just soften and relax. Let your spine release. And this is where if it's really intense, just come up right now and make it smaller. It will get easier, but if after like 2 or 3 breaths you're not able to breathe with ease, then you definitely want to make it smaller. Now just keep my hands behind my head. This is so nice for working through tension in the back. And with the knees bent, you're just going to very slowly take the knees to the left. And this, by the way, can feel really intense. And if it feels really intense, don't go very far. You're just going to come right back up. We're keeping it dynamic. And slowly take it to the other side. And then come back up. And back over to the left. And come back up. And over to the right. And come back up. And you're going to move it down. So move the roll down about 1 inch. And just take a couple of breaths, letting yourself soften. This is something I do pretty much every night to work through that tension in the back, and it just gets easier and easier, I will tell you. It really, really does. I can tell things are shifting. And then again, legs go to the left. You might be able to go further than I can. Honestly, the wall's in my way, so come back up. You can go more slowly than me. You don't need to follow my pace. And come back up. Feel your breath in the belly, going over to the left. And come back up and over to the right. And come back up. All right. One more time. Just move that roll further down your back. And just take a couple of breaths. You can always go all the way down your back. You can start higher. You can do your knees more times. When you're on your own, feel free to do this anyway. And then take your knees to the left. There's lots of flexibility here. Come back up, over to the right. And just let yourself relax and release. Feel your breath. And come back up. And over to the left. And come back up. and over to the right. You also will probably notice there's a part of your spine that's particularly tender, and just above and below it is just fine. That's totally normal too. And come back up. That happens to be my tender spot right there, so that's why I thought to say it. All right, now to come out, you're going to roll to one side, support your head with your arm, pull that roll out, and come back down onto your back, knees bent to start, and just take a couple of breaths. I want you to relax the back down from what we just did, but also just take a few breaths to compare how it feels now versus at the beginning of class. Remember when you laid down and it might have even felt like you had a few stones in your back where you had tight muscles? And just notice if that back melts even more, relaxes even more. We're going to move into Savasana. And if you want a roll for underneath your knees, you can grab your blanket. And I recommend doing a flat, not a roll, and bringing it up underneath the thighs, like so. It's better for the blood flow in the legs than to put a roll underneath your knees. And then you're going to turn your palms up, have your arms 45 degrees away from the body. Tuck those shoulders under. Take 2 or 3 deep breaths, and as you exhale, feel your body sink and release. It's really important that we do Shavasana after our practices, because when we do Shavasana, our body can reset at a new level, so to speak. So a new level of relaxation. We all sort of ride, if you will, at that same level out of habit. Like each of us has our own level, right? But that's the one that our body is used to. And when we do yoga, it shifts us. And when we do Shavasana, it helps our body set at that new place. If we skip it, we tend to hop right back into that old way of being. But especially when we did a practice where we were working specifically on letting go of beliefs that are holding us back, because we want to set at this new level that isn't holding on as much to those beliefs. We've released a little bit. So that's what we're doing right here, is settling into a new space. So that said, allow your body to relax even more. Softening between the shoulder blades. Feeling all of the muscles on both sides of the spine melt all the way down to the hips. Feel yourself relax and release fully and completely, melting, softening, letting go. Relaxing your jaw and your tongue, the space between your eyebrows, your eyes, let everything go and enjoy your Shavasana. Gently begin to bring your awareness back, deepening your breath, moving at your fingers and your toes. As you're ready, you're going to bend your knees and roll to one side, just resting on your side for a moment. And again, when you're ready, you're going to push up with your top hand. Let your head be heavy. You come all the way up to sitting, moving back to your cross-legged position. And taking a moment to find that quiet spot on your sit bones. Notice the back. See if you can feel the difference if you're aware of it yet. It's okay if you're not. Sometimes it takes a little bit to become more aware of our body. All right, thanks for joining me. I hope this has helped you feel better in your body for sure, and helps you begin to shift to move beyond those limiting beliefs. Now, I will tell you, I'm going to share 2 videos below. I definitely recommend, if you haven't done them yet, it's the stand tall and then how to improve your warrior poses, because both of these 2 things, especially what I teach in the videos, are going to help you feel stronger and more powerful as you shift into this world beyond your limiting beliefs. So definitely check them out. If you enjoyed this video, I would love to hear more. Comment below. Click the thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoy this material so that you can make sure that you don't miss a single video. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next video.